Live. It is. Oh, we are now streaming live on Facebook. Hello, I'm Anna, and we're going live from Certified American Grown. Thank you for joining us on our new series called Farmer Fridays, where every week we'll meet with different American flower or foliage farmers and getting to know them a little bit better. This week, we're meeting with Sue Dykstra of Creekside Growers and Flower Farm, along with Kelly, and I'm sorry, I forgot your last name. Kelly, what's your last name?
Lewis.
Lewis, yes, Kelly Lewis in Middleville, Michigan. So ladies, we already discussed this a little bit offline, but we're all coordinated. It was not planned.
No, not planned.
So how are you ladies?
We're good. Doing well.
Yep.
Happy to be here today.
Yeah, nice weather in Michigan.
Yes, nice for April.
All right, so I have a few questions, and either one of you guys can take it. Both.
Hey.
We'll just see where we go. All right, so tell me a little bit of how both of you started farming and then how it evolved to flower farming.
Well, I started 30 some years ago. For 10 years, I worked at a garden center. And after I had been there for 10 years, I branched off and started my own with greenhouses, growing product, everything, that a greenhouse does. So I've owned the greenhouse for 21 years, and we do annuals, perennials, shrubs, vegetables, herbs, succulents, all that kind of stuff. So about 5 years ago, really just felt I love the growing aspect of it. So I kind of missed it all through the summer, because in the greenhouse, it's such a spring thing we do. We, work all winter, sell our crop spring, early summer. And then summer, you're kind of like waiting till fall. So I started growing some flowers, and I really enjoyed that. And so I've grown from that. And so we added it into our crop, and actually it's starting to take over quite a bit of our crop. How I got to the point where we're at today.
Yeah, and how many what's the square footage greenhouse space?
About 2
space?
acres under roof, and golly, we've got 2 different outside beds, so anywhere between a half acre, 3/4 of acre outside of growing that's just strictly cut flowers.
Yeah, and then I'm curious, what you have to maintain the heat in the greenhouses, right, during the winter?
Yes.
I mean, is your bill like astronomical? Is there other measures you guys can do? I don't know. Warm blankets? I don't.
Yeah. Well, we run heat. We open only so many areas at a time. We start with the smallest areas to heat, and that's where we start our little seedlings and our propagation and that. And then as we pot those up, get them bigger, we keep opening more houses, and then so we're still running heat even in April.
Yeah, especially with those unpredictable Midwest temperatures. Snowing last week.
Like I said, it was snowing last week, so that's a little hard to take, but it's not unusual.
Yeah. And Kelly, how about yourself?
Kelly, yeah, well, sure. I kind of started in the greenhouse industry as well, kind of working under Sue at a different greenhouse for my very first job ever, one of my first jobs, a summer. And I went off to college. I also kind of stayed in the greenhouse industry, working at a wholesaler for garden center flowers, and then did some other stuff over the years, graduated with my degree in product design and kind of art, and I kind of have just used it in a ton of different aspects, and Sue gave me the opportunity to come back and use my design talents for help with the flower farm and our store and everything. And so yeah, and I like being outside and working in the garden.
Yeah, close to nature.
I don't like to go to the gym and work out. This is it.
This is your workout. So tell me about what flowers you guys have. and how that has evolved. I know
As
you
far as
started, like, what did you start with and how has that product line like evolved?
I basically started, as far as with the cut flowers and that, I started basically with, like, say, your farmers market flowers, the cosmos zinnias and all that kind of thing. And then as we've done it and we started doing our own design work, we kind of realized, you know, there's a big gap there as far as what is actually usable if you're doing design work. So last year we planted 450 peony shrubs, which will be a few years before they're ready. We've done a lot of other, I think we put in 500 other shrubs for woodies and that kind of thing. We've got vines growing, you know, for those wedding bouquets.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of perennials we use because we have perennials anyway in the greenhouse. And so the ones that I really like and noticed, hey, that would, you know, as I'm just doing my other business, I'm like, that would be awesome in a bouquet. So we've expanded perennials inside and out. We've got dahlias already flowering in the greenhouse because I'm not patient enough to wait till August to get them ready in out in the garden.
Nobody's patient enough. I know. If we could have dahlias all year long.
Yeah. So I'm like, hey, we've got dahlias in April. So just a wide range, and we try to do a little bit more of the unusual, a lot of lisianthus because of we are trying spray roses this year. It's our first year. And I hope to have those ready in a few weeks. So we're trying to, you know, really expand and be able to show other designers the crop we have and how we make it work in bouquets. And we really don't have a problem at all finding product. So that's, we're trying to do this stuff that's not shippable, to be honest. We like to stay local. And so we are trying to find those items that don't ship well.
Yeah.
And then hopefully designers and florists, you know, will come to us and purchase from us.
Yeah. Sounds good. And then how do people buy your flowers, both like the public and the designers?
Yeah, so the public can just buy our flowers once the season gets on a little more, June, and we actually have our garden outside. We have a U-cut where people can come and walk through the garden, cut their own. But then we do sell just like bouquets and arrangements in our store. We have a cooler case, kind of a little flower shop, so people can come in and just pick something up any day. We do let people place orders for arrangements from like our local town to pick up or deliver. So the general public can do that. We're reaching out and trying to get more and more florists and building relationships with them. We're hoping that more florists will actually start also coming straight to our place to see what we have. But kind of right now we're doing the wholesale buying more through online. And so taking good pictures is really important. And we have like a separate wholesale account online for them to purchase from.
Okay. And then do you ship those or the designers come and pick them up from the farm?
Pick up or delivery.
Pick up or delivery. Awesome. And what's your delivery range? I mean, you can
right
go
now,
pretty
as
far.
far as we go, we would go, you know, or meet halfway, but about 30 miles, you know, is about where we're at right now. And we'd hope to expand that, you know, even like I said, even if that's meeting halfway with them or
And then you also do your own design work along with your flowers. That was part of, you touched a little bit on that about how you like to just show off what you can do with your own flowers. And so tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so since that we do enjoy the designing part of it too, and we have the stock on hand, if we can't sell it all, we, you know, to florists, we might as well try to sell it to the consumers too, straight from us. So, and it's a good way for us to, like we were talking about, show florists what you can do with it. And so we are trying to do all this in a way not to compete with our customers, the florists, but just to encourage them to see what we can do. But anyways, we do offer some different wedding services. We have an a la carte menu where you can kind of pick your own bouquets and boutonnieres and kind of like choose your own adventure.
Yeah.
And we also are offering a like do-it-yourself buckets where you
Mhm.
can say, this is my date that I need flowers. If I can get it in this color palette, I would prefer that. But a lot of it is really for customers who just love local flowers or really have an appreciation for the local Michigan flowers, because we're can't guarantee we're going to have a certain flower blooming. It's
Yeah.
all about trusting us and trusting the flowers, and chances are we're going to have something beautiful. We also like kind of just doing our own little setups in our retail garden center. We will set up installations just for our customers to enjoy and see and take pictures of, kind of give people ideas. But so a lot of what we do is kind of experimental, but we
Yeah,
are all
and you get to use your art degree, right? That art background education, right?
Yes.
There's art everywhere in life. But speaking of education, you both are really great consumers. Great educators for our consumers. You've done a few videos on what the market looks like out there. Also big touters of, support your local businesses. One of the quotes that I love from your website is, when you support a local farmer florist, you support more than just their business. And I'd love for you guys to expand a little bit about your beliefs that center around that.
Well, we've always been, our business itself has always been strong in the community, and many of our employees are right here in the community, and we give back, we donate, we have people that know they can come here, we offer classes for kids, we offer classes for adults, but we really found that, trying to educate people about being sustainable, why it is important to do local, how it just benefits the whole community. And it's not just say a gimmick, it's really important. And the more we learn and even educate ourselves, the more we're committed to it and really believe in it and feel strongly about it. And so that's where that kind of comes from, is that there's so much in the picture that people don't think about often when they just are purchasing flowers. And maybe some people might think, well, it's not a big deal, I'm purchasing flowers. We feel differently. We feel the whole aspect of, having it American grown, of, reducing the footprint, all that kind of thing. And that's what we hope to educate people with.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't realize that almost 80% of the flowers that you see out there are imported. So
they don't. And it's really, and that's us having conversations also with the florists. And we do have a distributor local, and we're in the Midwest. So this is kind of a new thing in the Midwest. And, they often feel, well, I buy from the distributor in my town, so that's buying local. And as we try to educate and say, but where's their crop coming from? So it's not of like, oh, shame on you. It's just an education thing. But, let's think about it and then what it really does mean. So,
yeah, and we appreciate that. And I think that's a large portion of why you joined Certified American Grown.
It is. It's
we align with those.
Yeah. And we, for us, it's like, well, if you guys aren't out there or other organizations aren't out there, how would we educate ourselves? So that's where we really felt was important to become a member, so that the education can continue. We can keep learning and hopefully also spread what we learn, to benefit our consumers.
Yeah. And the more farms we have, the stronger our message can get out there.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, here's my favorite question. One of my favorite questions is always asking, what's your favorite part about being a flower farmer?
Okay, you're gonna get probably, I don't even know what her answer is gonna be, but it's not gonna be too totally different. That's why we work well together. Yeah. I definitely love the growing aspect. And I've always loved the growing aspect. And I love, I'm the one that in the winter, I'm through the books, through the catalogs. What can I grow? What can I try? And she's always like, stop already. You got enough stuff. And I'm like, she'll be like, how much is that do we have?
Yeah.
But I enjoy it. I enjoy the start to finish. I love being out there. I'm during the cold sometimes in my long underwear, and then also down into where, it's hot,
It's hot.
But I enjoy it. part of that. So I'm sure she has a different answer.
Yeah, I think I definitely don't know about the growing like Sue. I do love the physical labor of the growing, but the growing is not my knowledgeable area. But I do love the physical labor part of it and getting dirty, and I'm not afraid. I wear my dress clothes to work now, like a nice cardigan that I would have normally like wearing to church or something. But you know, if you're always in the dirt, you might as well just
Dress up in
wear
the
what
dirt.
whatever.
Yeah,
But
dress up in the dirt. Yeah.
I do also I love being able to use my artistic talents in anything. So when I got my degree in design, I didn't want to work at a desk or a computer and I don't know, design. I just thought I can't do that actually. And so I'm very thankful that I've been able to find over the years and now here different ways to use my creativity in multiple areas.
Awesome.
And it's really great to see customers be happy too.
Yes.
Yes.
You know, to design something for someone and they like it, and that is really awesome.
Yeah. Well, thank you everyone for watching. We'll see you next Friday. And be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram for all the latest from Certified American Grown. Thank you, ladies.
All right. Thank
All right,
you.
you bet. Thank you.